Hey, what's up, BookTube? So I just found out that I have to be on isolation for 10 days. So I decided to make a little game out of it, and I'm going to be doing a quarantine TBR through my TBR bookcase, or the bookcase that contains books I haven't read yet, which is a lot. And I found books that start with all of the letters in the word quarantine. And I'm going to try to read all those books in the next 10 days. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it all, but I'm going to just make it fun, and I'm going to try to set, this cool goal for myself. Mostly because I'm going to have nothing else to do except for my homework, which is due tomorrow. I got to finish that. But once I've done that, I think I just want to read for the next 10 days. Okay, so yeah, let's just get started. So my first book that starts with a Q, it is The Queen of Hearts. And actually, I originally bought this because it reminded me of Alice in Wonderland, and I'm actually really obsessed with that story. And I have a lot of originals with different copies, of the covers, and then I have books that relate to the story. But this is it's more like a Grey's Anatomy type of book. It's about two friends who are surgeons in a hospital. One of them, I think, is a pediatric surgeon, and the other is a cardiac surgeon. Something happened in their past, and this man comes back, and it's supposed to be really, mysterious and dramatic. I tried reading this book before, and I couldn't really get into it, so hopefully I'm going to try to push through it this time, so we'll see. Okay, the next book starts with a U. It is called Unnatural Creatures, and it's actually a collection of stories. I originally bought it because it said Neil Gaiman on it, and I really enjoy his work, but it's actually stories from different authors. One of them is Diana Wynne Jones, who wrote Howl's Moving Castle, and it's all about supernatural and fantasy creatures. So, this looks really good, and look how pretty that is. That was gorgeous. So I'm actually really excited for this one. So for my first A, I don't know. I definitely don't think I'm going to finish this in time because this book is 800 pages, and I just picked it because I didn't have a lot of A options. So it's A Little Life by Q.u.a.r.a.n.t.i.n.e. I think I said that right. I'm not sure. If you guys don't know what this is, it's a story about 4 classmates, and a lot of fucked up shit goes down, and it's supposed to be really emotional, and I think there's it's supposed to be really graphic as well. So I'm excited about this. I doubt it's gonna get finished in the next 10 days, but let's try. I think there's one R, right? Yeah, okay. So for R, I have Renegades by Marissa Meyer. She wrote the Lunar Chronicles, which I have, and I read, and I really enjoyed that. And my friend Morgan has been telling me to read this book for a long time. She really, really wants me to read it. So if anything, I need to get this book read. This one is also very big. It's about 500 pages or a little under that. So again, I don't have high hopes of finishing everything in the next 10 days, but I'm still excited for it. And it's about, I'm going to say, cyborgs or humans who have, abilities, and they're called renegades. And I think it's kind of it's a dystopian novel. I'm not good at synopsises, so I apologize in advance for that. But that's all you're getting out of me for that one. Quarantine, yeah. Okay, so for A, I have The Astonishing Color of After. I'm not including "thes" in the titles because, that would give me almost no options. So this book is about a girl whose mother commits suicide, and she believes that her mom turned into a bird. She goes to Taiwan to see her grandparents, and basically it's the story of her trying to cope with her mother's death. And this I've been looking for a long time. Whenever I went to Barnes & Nobles, I could never find it. And then when I finally did, guess what? I didn't read it. I put it on my shelf and I put it away. So hopefully I can get this one read. I have a problem. I kind of like to hoard books and put them on my shelf because at the time, I really, and the story looks really good and I really want to read it, but then I'm such a mood reader that it takes me forever to get to the book. So, because then I'll change my mind by the time I'm finished with one of my other books. So Yeah, so I literally have an entire bookcase filled, like a big bookcase filled with books I haven't read yet. Okay, so we're moving on to the letter N. So this is actually author. You know, I could have done authors too, I just realized, but I don't think I have anyone that starts with the Q. Anyways, so the first N is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. And I really enjoy Neil Gaiman's work. I have a few of his other books, and I really want to get into more of his work because I think he's just such a good author. Like, I'm not good with words, but he's good with words, and I like reading those words. So this book, it's a fantasy. It is, I think the main character's name is Richard, and he stumbles upon this girl named Dor, and I think she like leads him into this underground world, and that's what that's about. So next we have the letter T, and I have This Is How You Lose the Time War by Max Gladstone. So this one, I don't know, I'm not gonna be able to describe it very well, but I know it's about time traveling spies, and I think there's a lesbian romance in it. And that's honestly what drew me to this book. I really want to read more queer books, and this one drew me to it because I heard that there was a lesbian romance in it. I don't know if that's true. We'll find out when I read it. Next letter is I, and I have I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. The main character is non-binary, and they come out to their parents, and I guess they get kicked out of their house, and they have to go through senior year dealing with their anxiety and with, you know, this new identity that they have. And it's kind of, and they meet someone, which is this person, I believe. I don't know what their name is. I forgot what it said, but they meet, and I'm assuming that they have a romance. And I don't really like to read like young adult contemporary. I don't really like reading about high schoolers because I feel like, because I just turned 25, and when I think back on when I was a teenager, either these things aren't realistic, or not this, but the books that I read are not realistic, or I just think they're too young. And when I was 15, I knew for a fact I was too young to do any of the shit going down in here. And I thought that I was like so mature. And when I read about teenagers, they are not. But I'm hoping this one I will like because it has, you know, an interesting topic, and I've never read a book with a non-binary character in it. So I have the letter N again, and I got The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This book actually was recommended to me by my friend. I don't think she's read this one yet, but I know she's read other books by this author, and she really loves this author's work. I think she wrote The Salt to the Sea. I'm not entirely sure, don't quote me on that, but my friend read that and she loved it. So this one is about two sisters, and I believe it takes place in World War II. That's all I know. I didn't bother reading the back because the back has so much information on it. So, but this one is, I think it's becoming a movie now. I think Dakota Fanning and Elle Fanning are in it. I guess it was good if it became a movie, but then you can't really base anything on that. So let's be real. There are a lot of shitty movies that have come out from shitty books. So the last book I have, starting with E, it is called Everland by Wendy Spinelli? I think it's Spinell. So this one actually I've had on my shelf for like a few years now, and I don't know why I haven't read it because I just read the description and it sounds really good. It takes place in World War II in London, and I guess there's like this virus going around and only like children are surviving. I believe it's a Peter Pan retelling. It has Captain Hook in it, and he kidnaps this main character's siblings in order to study the virus, and she teams up with a man named Pete, obviously Peter Pan. So this one seems really interesting, and I think the fact that there's a virus going around is kind of ironic. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. I don't know why I haven't read it. There are so many books that I have not read, and it's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so that was my quarantine TBR. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish all of them, but I'm excited to try. I do need to finish my homework tonight, so hopefully I can get that done, and then I can just straight up read for the next 10 days. That's all I want to do is read, and obviously clean my room because my room's not, you know, it's a disaster. So I just want to thank everyone for commenting on my BookTube newbie tag video. Thank you. Like, I am really enjoying the feedback that you guys are giving me and the advice that you guys are giving. It's just awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to respond to everyone that comments, because I really, want to get to know you guys, and I want you guys to get to know me, and I'm excited to watch your videos. I think in between reading or whenever I get finished with my homework, I'm gonna just look at all your videos and watch them, because I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say too. So thank you very much for all the great feedback you guys have given me. So thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later. Shit.